Hey nieces and nephews, today we are going to be making some mac and cheese. I'm going to show you step by step. And so this is my first long form video and I'm actually kind of excited because I get to yap a little bit more. A lot of times I just have to hurry up and kind of do what I do when I'm doing the reels. And so the first thing you're going to do is add some chicken bouillon to a boiling pot of water. So since this is my first long form video, I just want to say that there's so many ways you can make things and redo things. So there's going to probably be about 4 or 5 different macaroni recipes coming on my channel. So today we're going to be making baked macaroni. Once the water comes to a boil, you can go ahead and drop your noodles in. I don't want to give it a stir throughout the boil. Cooking instructions for the pasta should be on the back of the pasta box that you desire. And so once your pasta noodles are done boiling, we're just going to take some cold water and rinse them. This is going to stop the noodles from cooking because you don't want any soggy noodles. It's already going back into the oven to cook. But while we stop and work on our cheese sauce, we're going to let them cool. So you're going to start off with a stick of butter. I ended up making 2 pans, so my butter was kind of like a stick and a half. So we're just going to let that butter go ahead and melt all the way down. And the first step to our cheese sauce is flour. So we're going to go in about a half a cup of flour. Just go ahead and get that going. And you know, one day I am going to really give out the real measurements of things. I need to take my time while I'm cooking so I can give y'all the right measurements. But you know, a real cook, you can eyeball some stuff. And baby, I don't know if I mentioned, but we're using salted butter. Not the margarine, salted butter. And it kind of gives you like gravy, the step-by-step gravy process, but instead this is going to be like in a milk cheese form. So we're just going to whisk it up till we get a brownish paste to our liking. So till you get like a thick little paste.
And your flour has put down, and once you do it like that, like so.
And honey, this is your mac and cheese. So if you desire to go for a more browner color, you can. But for the sake of time, I wasn't trying to be whisking that long. And it doesn't look as brown as it does in person because I had a ring light on top of it. So like here's the tricky thing about the cooking. Like right now, I was using half and half because I want like a real creamy, milky. And sometimes I use milk and sometimes I just use heavy cream. But right now, we just going to use half and half. Now let this come to a small simmer so that we can allow the flour to cook out a little bit more. And then we can allow that paste and that milk to kind of combine to kind of get our cheese sauce going. And while we're waiting on our cheese sauce to combine, we're going to start shredding our cheese. Now, good macaroni comes from the fresh cheese out the deli. Get the fresh cheese out the delis. I mean, you can remix it how you want. Sometimes I'm doing smoked Gouda, sharp cheddar, mild cheddar mix. I'm always going in with a pepper jack. It's really like what your heart desires. Just always try to go to the fresh cheese section. Having this fresh cheese will give it that cheese pull. It won't give it that little artificial cheese taste, the one that come in the bag. Now, I still use that on my mac and cheese because I still kind of like that processed cheese taste mixed in with the fresh cheese. So remember when I was telling y'all about the pepper cheese? This is my secret ingredient. Like, you mix this in with the other cheeses, perfect. I love a little spice to my mac and cheese. So here's all of our cheeses mixed together. And now we're going to go back and start working on our sauce. Just make sure you're paying attention to that sauce while you're shredding that cheese. Mine hadn't came to a simmer yet, but just let it get really warm and hot and let it come to a small simmer. And then you can go ahead and add your cheese in. And so make sure you save some to the side because we're going to put some on the top. And remember when I was telling y'all about the processed cheese taste? I still want a little Velveeta. And so this is before I completely cut out processed items. You can also achieve this recipe without using the Velveeta. Mac and cheese is not healthy. It's not. So we ain't on no healthy kick right now. We making this mac and cheese. And plus this is TT's mac and cheese. And so the next ingredient that we're going to be adding is some evaporated milk. We're going to use the whole can because like I said, we're making 2 pans. And our next ingredient, don't knock until you try it, sweet condensed milk. Now you're going to probably add like 2 or 3 tablespoons, not a lot. I had to put that much because we were doing 2 pans. Now that sweet condensed is the secret weapon. That's going to give it like that sweet, creamy milk taste. Like, I don't like no dry macaroni. So I like a wet, milky, cheesy mac and cheese. And so I'm just adding a little bit more cheese as I go because I see that I want it to thicken up. And let me tell you something that you sooner or later are going to find out cooking with me. I don't really use a lot of mixed seasons. It's like very certain dishes that I would use like mixed seasons for. But sometimes you just got to keep it simple. Salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder. Straight to the point. Cayenne pepper, paprika. You can never have, I don't care what nobody say, you can never have too much onion powder and garlic powder. Like, them is the main ingredients. And black pepper, like, them is the 3 main ingredients. And salt, like. And now it's then got thick. It's starting to look like a cheese sauce. It's starting to look like a sauce. So make sure you have your fire on low because we don't want no burnt cheese. And just kind of give it a stir and let it fully melt until you don't have any more lumps. And until your cheese is fully melted. Get you 2 baking dishes. Spray them down with some butter. Now, depending on how many people you want to feed or how much mac and cheese you want to make, you can decide whether you want to layer it or just put it into 2 pans and put the cheese on top. It's whatever your heart desires. Because it's going to have cheese through and through, so it really doesn't matter. And so now that my cheese sauce is where I desired it to be, I'm going to pour it into my baking dish. I'm not going to pour all of it. I am going to save some because, like I said, I'm going to make 2 pans. And also, you kind of want to pour as you go kind of thing because you want to see if, like, your noodles will be soupy or just right creamy. And also remembering that we are going to put cheese on top. And that cheese is going to melt. So you want to make it just right, just enough sauce within the noodles. Now remember to have a light hand while seasoning the cheese sauce in the pot because we already added chicken bouillon in our noodles. So our noodles are already salty as well. So when my cheese sauce got on my noodles and I mixed it up, I desired a little bit more salt and a little bit more pepper. But it's up to you. Now that cheese that we left on the side, go ahead and top that. And then once you top all that cheese on top, you're going to stick it in the oven for about 30 to 25 minutes on 375. We are just letting our cheese melt on top. And you can even let it crust on top if you want. And there you have it, some good creamy mac and cheese, the way TT make it. I hope y'all enjoy. Make sure y'all tag me. And yeah, if you make it this way, this is a real simple, straight to the point, quick way. Hey, nieces and nephews, make sure you're following me on all platforms. Bye, y'all. Love y'all.